Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie here, and today I'm going to show you how to get rid of knots. So if you have what feels like knots in your neck, in your shoulders, in your upper back, which I know is super common, usually it's because there's too much tension there and those muscles aren't super strong. So if you're sitting, at a desk all day, at a computer, you're driving, pretty much doing anything where you just kind of hunched forward, not focusing on your posture, those muscles can kind of get stretched out and weak. And so then that leads to them feeling super tight, feeling like there's knots in them because there's too much tension and not enough strength. So I'm going to show you some exercises that can really help get rid of those knots and get you feeling a lot better. So we're going to use a foam roller. And you can get a foam roller on Amazon. If you don't have a foam roller, you can roll up a thick towel. That'll work too. And what we're gonna do first is just lie on our back on it. So some foam rollers are shorter. So if you have a shorter one, this won't work as well, but you can just find a thick towel and try to use that. You can also just lie on the ground, but this kind of helps because it opens up your shoulders a little bit, lets them kind of fall down. So you can we're gonna go through all these exercises together. The first one is just lying on our back on this foam roller. And this just kind of opens up our chest, kind of brings your head back. Because a lot of times when we hunch forward, we don't necessarily sit in this position a whole lot or lie in this position. So this can feel uncomfortable at first. So you just want to lie in this position, 30 seconds to a minute. You can go for a little bit longer if you want to as well, if it feels good. So just lie here, kind of let everything relax. Let your shoulders kind of open up, just kind of fall back here. Just going to lie in this position. You can rock a little bit if you want to, but you don't need to. So just lie here. And then once you've stayed in this position for 30 seconds to a minute or even longer, you're going to take your arms, palms up, and we're going to do what's called an angel. So if you've ever made a snow angel, it's kind of the same thing. So just going to rotate our arms out here, up overhead, as far as you can, and then back down. So we're going to lift them up and back down. You don't want your hands on the ground. You want them slightly above the ground. And back down. And you want to get that full range of motion if you can. And if you can't, just stop wherever you need to and go back down. You should really feel this kind of in the front of your chest. It's opening up those shoulders, kind of getting you in a better posture. All right, let's do 2 more. And it's really important to keep your head back on the roller. Okay, from here, we're going to sit up and we're going to keep using the roller. So again, if you don't have a roller, just use a rolled up towel. A pillow may work. You can try that. For this one, we're just going to place this kind of at the bottom of our shoulder blades and put your hands behind your head. We're going to do a little bit of extension. So just bringing our head back towards the floor and back up. So bring it back as far as you can, back up, back down like this, and back up. And none of these should cause pain. They can be a little bit uncomfortable, especially if you haven't gotten into these positions, but they shouldn't be painful. So just go back as far as you can comfortably and come back up. And you don't have to go all the way to the ground, but you can. Okay, let's do 2 more. And last one. All right, from here, we're just gonna do a little rolling. So we're just going to lift your hips up off the ground and just roll back and forth on this foam roller. My foam roller is a soft one, so it's not going to dig in too hard. You can use a harder one, but again, you don't want it to be painful because sometimes that can kind of irritate those muscles. So just kind of roll back and forth. And you can do this as long as you want to, as long as it's comfortable. This isn't meant to dig into those muscles and cause any pain. Okay, so all of those exercises are meant to really improve some mobility, kind of decrease some tension, but it's also important to build strength in those muscles. So for the next one, we're gonna lie on our stomach and do what's called a swimmer. So what you're gonna do here is start with your arms out like this, head down. You can put it on the ground. You can place a towel under your forehead if you want to. You can even keep your head lifted up, but sometimes that creates more tension as well. So from here, you're just going to lift your arms and rotate them around to your lower back and then come back up to the top. So lift, rotate, elbows down, and lift. So we're just gonna go back and forth like this, nice and slow. Really getting some movement. This is really helping with strength. Strengthen the back of the shoulders. Hopefully you can still hear me like this. And again, you can relax your head. I have my head up, so maybe you can hear me a little bit better. And this is a tough one, so if it's hard at first, or if you can't do as many as I'm doing, that's okay. You can start with wherever you're at. So if you can just start with 3 to 5, that's good. Okay, we'll do one more. Okay, now from this position, we're gonna do one more exercise in this position. We're gonna place our arms kind of in a W position. So elbows bent to 90 degrees, but back a little bit. Pretend like you're making a W with your arms. And from here, you're just gonna lift up off the ground and back down. So lift up as high as you can, come back down, lift, back down. And this is one when you get good at this exercise, or it gets a little bit easier. You can add some small weights for this one too. All right, let's do 3 more. Okay. All right, we have one more exercise, and I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it. So it's called a chin tuck. So a chin tuck basically is bringing your kind of chin backwards. So we're kind of working these deep neck flexor muscles. So you're kind of trying to make yourself have a double chin, but we're going to do it in a quadruped position. So hands and knees, head should be in line with your body. This is going totally against gravity. So we're really working on those neck flexor muscles. So we're gonna do 5 like this, and then we're gonna add a band and make it a little tougher. Okay, so from here, keep your head straight in line with your body, pull your head up, try to make yourself have a double chin, pause for a second or 2, and then bring your head back down. So up and down, 2 more. And it may feel awkward at first, and that's okay. And you can practice it in sitting or even lying on your back too. Okay, so now take a long band like this, wrap it around the back of your head. This is gonna feel awkward too. Put the bands under your hands, and let me make sure. My hair is kind of in the way. Okay, so we're gonna keep it there, and head in the same position again. And we're gonna do that chin tuck again. So kind of pulling your chin up and back down, up, and back down, up, and back down. You can make sure this band is in the right position. Somehow my hair is too slippery today. Okay, let's do 5 more here. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and you can make sure, you can do it without the band too, but make sure that band is kind of secure. Usually I'll do 1 or 2 and kind of reposition just to make sure that band stays in that position, but that's a good one for increasing that neck flexor strength. But all of those exercises you can do 3 to 5 times a week to really improve mobility in your upper back and neck and shoulders and improve strength so that you get rid of those feelings of knots in that area.